Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 satisfying survivors in horror movies.
Oh my god, Randy, I thought you were dead.
I probably should be. I never thought I'd be so happy to be a virgin.
For this list, we'll be looking at characters we were glad survived to the very end, either because their survivals were pleasantly surprising, or their triumph over evil was cathartic. However, this list won't include villains like Freddy, Jason, or Michael, as much as we like those characters too. Since we're revealing characters who survived, there is a major spoiler alert. What horror movie character were you glad to see dodge the Grim Reaper? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Erin, you're next. In this film, a family get-together is interrupted by a group of masked invaders, working with some of the family members to kill the others as part of an inheritance scheme. What the perpetrators didn't count on is that one of their would-be victims, Erin, grew up on a survivalist compound in Australia and was trained to defend herself in combat. Using the skills that she picked up, Erin proves herself a formidable foe and takes out the masked invaders and their conspirators one by one. Her savvy instincts and resourceful use of improvised tools make Erin a favourite final girl among horror fans.
Thanks for the help, by the way.
Hey, you seem to have a handle on it.
Hey, don't worry about it.
Number 9, Sherman, Preacher, Dudley, Deep Blue Sea.
I'm done. Brothers never make it out of situations like this.
Not ever!
Played by LL Cool J, Preacher is a cook aboard a research facility that gets attacked by super intelligent, genetically engineered sharks.
So I appreciate the iron. Cooked us in his own oven. I got other plans.
Separated from the rest of the crew for the first part of the film, Preacher starts off as a minor character. Given his comic relief role, you wouldn't expect him to survive, especially when you compare him to the other characters who would be better trained to deal with the sharks. However, his grit and determination make this deep man of faith a character you root for, whom you're glad to see make it.
Take me back to the ghetto.
Amen.
Number 8, Maddie Young, Hush. A deaf-mute writer living alone in the woods, Maddie is stalked one night by a sadistic man who wants to toy with her before killing her. In fending off the home invader, Maddie doesn't let her limitations slow her down and uses them to her advantage. Hush was praised for its use of playing with sound, and the audience gets a sense of Maddie's vulnerability. Actor Kate Siegel is sympathetic as the deaf-mute victim, and John Gallagher Jr. does such a good job being a jerk as the killer that you don't want to win.
I bet if I hit the right spot, I can make you scream.
Number 7, Cecilia Cass, The Invisible Man.
Are you okay? I'll explain later. Just go, Emily. Go.
In this update of The Invisible Man, Cecilia is the victim of a cruel, controlling ex, Adrian, who uses advanced technology to invisibly stalk and psychologically torment her. Throughout the film, Cecilia is put through harrowing situations, including witnessing the murder of her sister at the hands of Adrian and being framed for the murder.
Surprise.
Actor Elizabeth Moss superbly shows the devastation that Cecilia has gone through as a result of this toxic relationship and the gaslighting by her partner. By the end, it's liberating to see Cecilia take revenge against the man who heretofore ruined her life.
Surprise.
Number 6, Tallahassee, Zombieland.
You're gonna risk our lives for a Twinkie? There's a box of Twinkies in that grocery store. Not just any box of Twinkies, the last box of Twinkies that anyone will enjoy in the whole universe.
2009's Zombieland is an entertaining ride thanks in large part to this colourful, eccentric character. What other horror movie character would use a banjo to attack a charging zombie?
You got a purty mouth.
Played by Woody Harrelson, Tallahassee grows to look out for Jesse Eisenberg's Columbus, proving to be a good friend and incredibly helpful ally.
My mama always told me, someday I'd be good at something. Who'd guess that something be zombie killing?
Probably nobody.
Of the group, Tallahassee seems like the most likely to perish at the hands of zombies, but fortunately, that's not the case. Not only does Tallahassee manage to make it to the end of the movie, he even manages to get his hands on a Twinkie, his main obsession.
Tallahassee got his Twinkie. And even though life would never be simple or innocent again, as he savored that spongy yellow log of cream, we had hope.
Number 5, Jesse Burlingame, Gerald's Game.
You're only made of moonlight. You're made of moonlight.
Jesse's predicament in this Stephen King adaptation is enough to make any hardened horror fan shudder.
Just uncuff me and we can talk.
What if I won't?
Pressured by her husband Gerald into expanding their sexual horizons during a romantic getaway, she ends up handcuffed to a bed and left stranded there after Gerald dies of a heart attack. While stuck in the bed, she starts to reflect on some uncomfortable truths about Gerald through hallucinations and a traumatic memory of her father through a flashback. While the scene where Jessie frees herself from the handcuffs is painful to watch, we're happy to see her free herself from the ordeal.
You're so much smaller than I remember.
Number 4, Dewey Riley, Scream. After Drew Barrymore's character, Casey Becker, is killed off in the first scene, that sends a message to the audience that any character from this movie is fair game. One likely candidate is Dewey, the sweet, affable deputy police officer who's protecting the teens in the wake of the murders.
Sydney?
Originally, Dewey was supposed to be one of the casualties from the massacre, but director Wes Craven had a feeling and opted to film a quick shot of him being carried away on a stretcher. Test screening audiences liked him, and Dewey was effectively saved. Because of this decision, Dewey became one of the most enduring characters in the series, alongside Sidney Prescott.
Just when you think things can't get any worse, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they get better. Out of Darkness by Sidney Prescott, page 220.
Number 3, Nancy Thompson, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
To survive Freddy Krueger invading your dreams, you have to be tough and creative. Despite being told by her boyfriend she's crazy and her parents gaslighting her, Nancy figures out on her own how to take on the dream demon. She even goes as far as to read up on survival and how to set up booby traps to use against Krueger after she figures out how to bring him into the real world.
Hey! No!
Nancy's determination and curiosity are rewarded when she manages to outlast all of her friends and family against Freddy.
I take back every bit of energy I gave you. You're nothing. You're shit.
Number 2, Chris Washington, Get Out.
By the way, I would have voted for Obama for a third term if I could. Best president in my lifetime, hands down.
I agree.
Yeah.
Since Jordan Peele's Get Out is a commentary on the Black experience in America, there was always a strong possibility that things would turn out grim for the main character Chris. His white girlfriend, Rose, takes him to meet her family, and little does he know the whole family is plotting against him.
Where are those keys, Rose?
You know I can't give you the keys, right, babe?
Towards the end of the movie, when Chris is locked in a death struggle against Rose, a car rolls up with flashing lights. We're led to believe it's a cop that's bound to arrest Chris, but fortunately the car belongs to Chris's friend Rod, who works for the TSA, much to the audience's relief.
I'm TS motherfucking A. We handle shit.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Ellen Ripley, Alien.
Could die in 24 hours. Open the hatch.
Listen to me. If we break quarantine, we could all die.
Look, would you open the goddamn hatch?
A warrant officer aboard the spaceship Nostromo, Ellen Ripley witnesses her fellow crew members getting ripped apart by the xenomorph, until she eventually has to take on the creature herself. Unlike female protagonists in horror movies before her, Ripley keeps a clear head and uses her wits about her when confronting the alien. Each time she's faced with a setback or a challenge, she takes charge of the situation and finds a workaround. By the time Ripley is alone on the escape shuttle, holding the cat towards the final scene, we think she's earned a breather.
This is Ripley, last survivor of the Nostromo. Signing off.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.